in the back?
I don't know. I'm in it. Feel it already. There ain't nobody on the north side.
It's supposed to stay this cool all week. All right, let's get it.
One at a time. There's about 10 of these little
About 10 of these bulls are wild.
We're just going to sell them one at a time.
We'll sell them one at a time. 250. 250, 60, and 250, 60. You're going to be 260. You're going to get 260, 70. You're going to get 270. You're going to be 280. You're going to get 280. And 270, give 80. And 270, give 80. There, you're going to be 280. You're going to get 280. You're going to get 280. And tone, 270. Cal had her calf last night. Remember that 5x5 you bought me?
Oh, yeah.
You little booger. Both, yes. $2. $1.50. $1.55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5 here, 55, now 55, 60, and 5, and zigga 70, going to be 175, going to be 175, going to be 175, and 75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, going to be 175 here, so 170 S, 13. $2. 210, 210, 20, and 220, 30, you're going to get 230, you're going to get 240, you're going to get 250, you're going to be 250, 60, and 260, 270, you're going to get 270, you're going to be 60, 70, and 270, you get 70 there, you're going to be 70, you're going to get 70, and tone, 260. $1.50. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, 60, you're going to be 60, you're going to get 5, you're going to be 70, now 175, you're going to be 175, get 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, 75 here, sold 170 S, 13. The brother, $1.50. 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, jigga 5, 55, 60, and 5, and 65, now 70, you're going to be 175, you're going to be 175, get 5 here, same way, 170 S, 13. $1.50. 55, 60, now 5, now 70, 170, 175, 75, give 80 there, you're going to be 180, 180, 175, 80, and 75, you're going to be 180, 75, you're going to be 180, 75, you're going to be 180, Cabinet Bull, 175. Got a bad tooth? $1.50. $1.55. You can do whatever you want to. $1.55. $1.55 and 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and $1.65. Going to be 65 now, 65, 65, and 65, 70. You're going to be 175. You're going to be 180. You're going to be 185, 90, and 190. You're going to get 5 now 2. You're going to be 95 now 2. You're going to be 205, 210, 210, and 210, 15. You're going to be 215. Terry, 210, 9. $1.50. 55, and 55, 60, and 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 70, going to be 70, going to get 5, going to be 175, get 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 80. A dollar 80 here, down 5 here, going to be 85 here, going to be 85 here, sold 180, yes, 13. $1.50. 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 65, and now 70, going to be 75, and now 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, you out of here, 80, and now 85, there, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, and 90, and now 95, to get 95, to get 95, to get 95, 2, and 205, and 205, to get 5 and 5, go to 205, go to 205, to get 5 here, to get 5 here, to get 5 here, yes, $2.13. $2. 210 20 and 210 20 30 we get 30 we get 40 we get 50 you're going to be 250 60 70 we get 270 80 you're going to be 280 90 you're going to be 280 90 89 90 you get 280 90 you're going to be 290 and 3 90 and 3 going to be 90 we get 3 going to be 90 we get 3 and tone 290. $1.50, half 5, 50, half 5, 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, we get 65, and half 70, going to be 175, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, here, S, 170, 13, 16. Whose are all these bulls?
I don't know.
All come together?
Places they would know where to sort them, and they're two up and down and just one up, so the other, what a month difference in them.
Not much.
That's what they're all out of.
Dollar.
Triple.
$1.05 and $105 here. Go to 105. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 and half 5 here. 105 10 and 15. Going to be 115 20. Going to be 120 20 and 20 by 20 there. Going to be 120. Going to be 20 25 here. 25 there. 25. You get 5 and 25 and half 5 here. Going to be 25. We get 30. $1.30 pound. Going to be 35. We get 35 40. Going to be 140. We get 40. We get 40. We get 40. We get 40. We get 40 here. Now 40 here. Book 135. Hey, it's George's cow. $1.50. 55, and 55 and 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57, 57, 57, 7, 60, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 250, and 62 and a half, and 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half here, Booker, 160. $150, 2 and a half, and 50, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, $1.60, 57 and a half, going to be 62 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a 5, and $5, and $5, 5 here, 165, and $5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5 here, Booker, 162 and a half. Cox.
Whose are they?
David Cox. 5 and 6 year olds. All tested one way. $75. $75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, $75 here, 75 here, 50, now 5, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, and about 60, and now 65, and 65, 70, going to be 170, 75, going to be 175, going to be 175, going to be 175, and 75 here, 75, 80, and now 80 here, 175, 80, and 75, going to be 80 here, 75, going to be 80 now, 75, going to be 80, you give 80 here, 175, going to be 80, you give 80, sold, 175D, 10. Seven and eights. Same man's cows. $1.50. 50, we get 2.5, and 50, we get 2.5, gonna be 2.5, we get 2.5, gonna be 2.5, we get 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, we get 2.5, gonna be 2.5, gonna be 2.5, we get 2.5, we get 5, and 65 here, 5, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, $1.70, now 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, gonna be 70, we get 70D, 167 and a half, 10. $1.55, 55, jigger 5, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 52 and a half, and 50, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 7 and 57 and going to be 60, we get 60, not 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, whatever the one, Jonathan, 61, as it get 1, has it get 1, 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 100 and half, 1, jigger 1 here, Chris, 160 on 10. $7 to 9 years old. Buck 35. Yeah, 35. 35, 37, man, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 37 and a half, and 37 and 40, we get 40, we get 2 and a half, 42 and a half, 5, and 47 and a half, 47 man, going to be 50, and 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, and 55 here, 57 man, 57 man, 7 and a half, 60, $1.60 man, 57 man, going to be 60, we get 60, and now 60, and 7 man, going to be 160. It's 60 there here, $1.60 pound here, going to be 160 here, Chris, 157, 50, 15. Buck 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, man, 37, man, 37, man, 37, man, going to be 37, 50, and 37 to 40, we get 40, we get 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 47 and a half, 47 man, 50, we get 50 now, 50, and 7 and a half, going to be 53, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50 now, 57 and a half, going to be 50 here, Chris, 147 and a half, 13. Both 2-year-olds? Both little 2-year-olds here, $2 a pound, 210. 210 and 210, 210, 20 and 210, 20, 30, even get 230, 40, even get 240, 50, 250, 60, going to be 270, even get 270 and 60, 70, even get 270, even get 270, going to be 270, even get 270 sold. 260S, 11X. Four white faces. Fours and 5-year-olds. $1.50. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.50, $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55, 55, 60, and $1.60 pound, 5, 5, 70, going to be 170, not 70, and 5, 70, 70, 70, going to 70, 70, 70, Chris, 165, 8X. Six. 6 and open, 1 lost your tag. 120. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, we get 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 45, 50, 50, 10, 50, and 45, 53, we get 50, 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 Chris, 145, 8X. Eight-year-olds here, 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 40, 40, 42 at a hand, going to be 2 at a hand, we get 5, and 47 at a hand, 47 at a hand, 47 at a hand, 50 at a hand, 50, jiggy 52 at a hand, going to be 2 at a hand, we get 2 at a hand, we get 5, and 55, 55, 55 at a hand, 57 at a hand, 57 at a hand, 57, 50, and 57 at a hand, going to be 50, we get 7 at a hand, going to be 50, now 7 at a hand, 7 at a hand, 7 at a hand here, Chris, 155 on 20. One's got a little lump on her jaw. She'll be on there. She's not too bad. 135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, jiggy 5, 35 is half, and 37 at a hand, going to be 40, we get 42 at a hand, going to be 2 at a hand, jiggy 2 at a hand, going to be 2 at a 5, and 45, 47 at a hand, 47 at a hand, 50, we get 50 at a hand, 50, both out here, 50, and now 1, and 50, 51, down 2, 230, we get 53, we get 54, jiggy 5, now 55, 6, 7, and 57, going to be, hey, we get 9, going to be 9, we get 9, going to be 9, you're out, Brad, 9 here, now 9, 58, 9, now 60, and 59, going to be 60, and 9, going to be 61, they get 1, they get 2, going to be 2, we get 2, 61, 2, and 61, 2, going to be 2, going to be 1, going to be 2, going to be 61, 2, Chris, 161, 20. $1.50. 155, 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 60, we get 60, we get 5, going to be 5, we get 5, going to be 5, we get 165, and have 70, and have 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, and 77, and half here, 67, and half 70, another 70 there, going to be 70, we get 70, and have 71, and 72, 73, 74, 75, 75, jigga 6, 77, and 77, 67, 77, we get 7, going to be 7, we get 7, going to be 7, sold, 176, cab bull. $75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, jigga 5, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 77, 77, 77, 50, and 70, going to be 77, going to be 77, going to be 77 and a half here, 80, and dollar 80, going to be 81, 81 here, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81 here, sold 180, Chris, 10X. You going to put him on the 8Xs? Good idea. You be all right. You won't have them long enough. Seven and up on $1.40. 145 and 45, it get 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 45, it get 45, it get 45, it get 45, going to be 145, $1.45 here, 45 here, 45, 45, 50, you get 50, $1.45, it get 50, it get 50, it get 50, it get 50, it get 55, and 55 here, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 55, it get 5, 55, sold, 150, yes, 3. $185, 85 there, going to be 85, 87, 87, 90, 92, 92, 50, and 95 here, 95, 95, 97, 97, 97, 97, going to be 97, 50, and 90, 7, 6, 7, and 97, 97, 98, 98, 98, 98, $90, and 98, 98, 95, 95, 95, going to be 2, and 95, going to be 2, now 1, 2, going to be 2, 101, going to be 2, 102, and 202, and 202, going to be 2, 102, going to be 202, going to be 1, going to be 2, 202, going to be 2, 102. Rob, 201, Gibbon Bull. $65, as a good has a good as 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 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 70 72 and a half and 75 here 75 75 75 75 75 jigga 750 and 77 going to be 80 going to be 80 jigga 80 there going to be 180 80 but 80 there going to be 80 180 going to be 80 now 80 here sold 177.50 Chris 10X. Yes, sir. 65. Has a good about 7 Hannah 7 Hannah 7 Hannah 7 Hannah 750 and 7 Hannah 70 we get 70 we get 2 and a half 75 77 of hand now 77 50 80 $80 pound 1 pound 1 jig of 1 2 83 84 85 86 here 87 here 87 now 8 88 here going to be 87 going to be 88 there going to be 87 going to be 188 here S 187 16. Daughter. 105 and 105 here. Good to be 105. It 5. It 5. It 5. It 5. 105. 105. 105. 105. Outside 5. Our daughter 5. It 5. 10. Good to be 110. Good to be 110. Good to be 110. 15. 115. 20 and 20 by 20 there. Good to be 120. Good to be 120. Good to be 20 by 20 there. Good to be 120. Now 5 and 25 here. 25 here. 25. 25. 25. 30. It 30. It 30 and 25. It 30. Booker 125. $1.50. $1.55. 55. Jigga 5. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 57. 57. 7. 7. 7. 7. 57. 60. And now 60. We get 2 and a half. Good to be 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half. Good to be 2 and a half. Good to be 2 and a half. And 62 and a half. Good to be 60. We get 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half here. Chris 160 on 10. 20. $25. You get 25 and 27.50 and 20. We get 7 of hand. Going to be 20. We get 7 of hand. Going to be 30. We get 32 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. We get 5. 35. 37 of hand. 37 of hand. 37 of hand. 37 and a half. 40 and 40 and 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 42 and a half. 45. 45. 45. 45. Now 5 and 45 here. Chris is in. 45 here. 45 here. 45. 7 and a half and 47 of hand. 50. We get 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 50 here. Chris 147 and a half on 20. Mm-hmm.
He go by right there by me. Says, what the hell are you doing? It's no grasshoppers or anything. I said,
Put the fence up. Keep the grasshoppers out. $1.55. 55 and 55, 7 and 55, 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 57 and 57 and 7 and 57, 50, 60 and 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 62 and a half and 60. We get 2 and a half. We get 5 and 5 and 5, 7 and a half, 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 7 and a half. Going to be 67 and a half here. Cabinet 165. $55 and 55 and 55, 7 and 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 57 and 60 and 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half. We get 5 and 5 and 5, 7 and 7 and 7 and 70 and half 70. We get 70. Going to be 72 and a half. Going to be 70. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 72, 50 and 70. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 70. We get 2 and a half here. Sold 170. S21. Hello, Seth. Ten-year-old cow, she's 6 months bred. Who give 2,000? 2,100 and 2,100 and 2,100. 21, 21, 9, 2, 1, 2, 3, 123, and 23, 4, and 23, 4, and 23, 50, and 23, 3 and a half. Going to be 20, 3 and a half. Going to be 23 and a half here. Half and a half here. Going to be 23. Going to be half. Sold her 2,300. Chris 16. Whistling, Bob. Bobby whistling. $55 and 55 and 55, 7 and 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 57 and 60 and 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half. 5 7 and 7 and 750 and 70. We get 70. We get 70. We're going to be 70. We're going to be 70 and 70 pounds. We're going to be 70. We get 70. We get 70. Chris 67 and a half on number 20.
Antonio, you'll have to push that a little more to mess up the scales. There you go.
She goes out that gate, she's going to be yours. 50 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound. 70, 80, 90, dollar, 10.
147.
Anything in between those numbers you'd like to bid? Chris, $1, 14. Just thought I'd ask. Dad goes by 25s and 50s on Tuesdays anymore. He'll be here in a couple weeks. I got to be out of town. $3, $3.30. Here you go. 3 1/4, 50, 75, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 75 1/2, 5 5, 50 1/2, 6. There's some other numbers in between there. Dollar bill, 105, and 105 here. Good to 105, $105, $1, and $1 pound. Good to 105, $105, $105, 105, 105, and $5 a pound. Good to 105, $105, 105. Here's order $1, S1. About 20. Probably so. Them Brennels. Probably. Yeah. Them Brennels.
Same way with the Bremer. When they get hard like that, you better be getting rid of them.
I got a buddy that Mark Stracker's got one that's over 20 years old. He's got the papers of when he bought her. And she still has a row of teeth. Not kidding. It's the best thing you ever seen. $1. 105 and 105 here. Good to be 105 and 10. Good to be 110. Good to be 15, 20. Good to be 125 and 25 here. 25 here. 25 here. 25 here. 25, 25, 25. 125 here. S 120. 1. $120, $125, $25, and $25, $25, $25, $25, $25, $25, $30, $125, $30, $125, $30, $125, and $25, $30, and $25, $35, $35, $35, $35, 2.5, $35 here, $37, $37, $37, $50, and $30, $7, going to be $30, $7, going to be $30, $7 here, Booker, $135. Good cow. Here is a good. Hey. You guys like her bag? It don't matter if they got a good bag or not.
Be sure you like her bag.
$1.50. $1.55, 60, $65, 70, and 170. Going to be 170. Going to be 175. 175. Give 80. And $1.85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85. Here, going to be 185. 85 a pound. Going to be 85 there. Going to be 85 here. Going to be 85, 85, 85, 85. Sold. 180. Chris, 4. Five years, 6 months, 2020, 121, and 2100, 2100, 2, and 22, 3, and 22, 53, 23, 23, 23, 53, 50, going to be 23 and a half, 4, and 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 2500, and 20, 500, going to be 2500, 5 here, and 5, and 2500, 5 here, 25, 25, 25, going to be 2500, sold, 24 and a half, Chris, 4. 135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, half 5 here, 35, 35, 35, half, and 37 pound, 37 pound, 30, 40, another 40 pound, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40 here, Booker, 137 and a half. Got a red eye on my side, 75 cents a pound. 75, 85, 95. Dollar. A dollar five here. Good to be 105. 10. Good to be 110. 15. 115. 20. And 20 by 20. Good to be 120. Good to be 20. 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 So 115 S1. I ain't pulled yet.
$7.05.
7 years, 5 months. 1,500. 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, half and a half here, 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, 15 and a half here, where then, 130. 135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 40, 40, 45, 45, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, Ricardo, 150. 9 years old here, 35, and 35, and 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 40, we get 40, we get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 45, 47, and 47, and 50, we get 50, and 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 57, and 57, and good to be 60, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 70, good to be 70, good to be 70, a dollar 70, good to be 70, we get 70, we get 70 here, Chris, 67 and a half, 20. When I get old and retired, I'm going to work at Crest. I went there yesterday, and it took me an hour to get out of there because I knew everybody. I had to talk to them for 3 items. 35, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 40, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, 47, and 50, we get 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 55, 57, and 57, and 60, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, good to be 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 50, and 70, we get 2 and a half, good to be 70, we get 2 and a half here, Booker, 170. You go to the grocery store, run into everybody you know. It happened to me yesterday at Crest for 3 things. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm going to start going every Sunday. She got a what? Got a bump. 50 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound, and 50, 60, and 50, 60, good to be 50, we get 60, 70, we get 70, good to be 80, we get 90, now $1, $1.10, good to be 110, 110, what about 5, 105, 10, and 110, 15, good to be 110, we get 15, good to be 110, we get 15, cabinets, 110. You notice. 35, yeah, 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 37, and 40, we get 2.5, going to be 5, 7.5, 59, 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 5, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 there, we get 57.5, 57.5, 57.5, 57.5, 57.5 here, Ricardo, 155. He's got big foot.
I made my new girlfriend sort cattle with me Saturday.
How'd that go?
Pretty good.
She teach you a thing or two? Here's a pretty good rip, guys. 3 years old. She's 4 months bred. Who? 3,500. 35, and 35, and 35, 35, and 3,500, we get 35, we get 35, we get 35, we get 3,500 here, and 3, and 3,000, and 3,000, we get 3, 2,001, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 2, we get 3, and 4, and 24, 25, 7, and 27, and 9, 25, we get 3, and 29, we get 3, now 1, and 31, and 3,100, and 3,100, we get 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, and 3,100, we get 31, going to be 31, we get 31, going to be 31, going to be 31, going to be 31. Chris, 3,000 on 3. 50 cents a pound. 55, and 55, and 55, and 55. She's 7 years old. She's 7 months bred. I'm going to weigh her 55, 65, 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, at order 5, at order 5, going to give out 10, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 105, 10, at order 10 a pound, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 10, going to be 10, going to be 10. Chris, 105, 14. I like that one you bought real well a while ago. One. No. Five and open, 55, 55, 57, 7, 57, 7, 7, 60, and 2 and 2 and 5, we get 5, 7, 70, going to be 70, we get 2 and 5, so you get 2 and and 72, 50, and 70, we get 2 and 5, and 75 here, 77, 77, 77, 77 and a half here, Booker, 175. Yeah. 10-year-old, 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 100 a quarter, now 30, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, we get 30, 125, we get 30, we get 30, we get 30, we get 30, cabinets, 125.
That cost us $2,900 a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. $155, 55, 55, 75, 57, 60, we get 60, we get 2 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 7, 70, and 70, we get 72 and a half, going to be 70, we get 25, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, Booker, 172 and a half. Say it again. 9 years and 6 months, dollar. 105, at 105, going to be 110, going to be 120, going to be 130, going to be 140, going to be 150, going to be 160, $1.55, 60, $1.65, and 65, 165, and to get 70, going to be 170, going to be 165, 70, and 70, get 70 here, going to be 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, sold 165 MW. 7. 6-year-old, 35. 35, and 35, 42 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 60 now, 62 and a half, 25, as it gets about 7 and a half, 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 70, and half 70, we get 70, going to be 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 50, and 70, we get 2 and a half here, book, 170. You going to Sonic? Hurry back.
Tell him you need more money.
She's a 10-year-old. She's 7 months bred. Who with 1,000 on her? 1,000 and 1,000, 1,100. You 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 11, 10, 100, 11, 10, 10, 11, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 100, 11, 112, and 12, 1,300, and 30, 14, we get 14, we get 14, we get 15, we get 15, we get 15. Go to about a half, 14 and a half, 1,500, and a half, and 15 and a half here, half here, bit of a half here now, 16, and 1,600 here, half and a half here. Going to be 1,600. MW 1,550. Young though? Is it heifer?
Holy.
Hey, perfect. She ready, butcher? Yeah, buy her. $1.50. That might be a little bit, huh? You think? Brad? $1.55. Do you think so? 155. 60, 5, 70, 170, 175. Sold 170, hand tone, 100. I've got a guy that says I want to butcher ASAP now. I was like,
Crippled Johnny.
crippled cow here, 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, bid 40, and 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 45, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, and 45, 50, and 45, 50, 50, going to be 45, 50, 55, and 55, 55, 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, sold, 152 and a half, Booker 4X. Just X, just X. $0.50 a pound, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 65, 75, 75, 85, 85, and 95, $95, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, 15, 110, 15, and 10 at 15, going to be 110, going to get 15, going to be 110, going to get 15 here, S, 110 on 3. Dollar pound, 105, and 105 here, good to be 105 here, good to be 105, good to get 5, good to get 5 and 10, good to be 110, good to get 15, 20, and 25, 25, 25, 25, and 30, good to get 30, good to get 30, 127, 50, and 7 and a half, 30, good to get 30, good to be 30, good to get 30, good to be 30, good to get 32 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, and 35, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 37, 50, and 30, good to get 7 and a half, good to be 30, good to get 7 and a half, good to be 30, good to get 7 and a half here, Booker, 135. Dollar pound, 105. And 105 here. Good to be 105 here. Good to be 105. 85, 85, 85, 85, 105. 105. $1.05 here. Good to be 105. 75, 80. And 75. Good to be 87 pounds. 75. Good to be 80, 85, 85, 85, and 90, 95, $95. $1.05 here. Good to be 105. 85. Get up here. 110. And 110. Good to be 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 110. Burns to 105. Eight, 9 years old. They're 3 and 5 months pregnant. 1,500. 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 16 and a half, and 17, and 17, going to be 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 1,700, and 1,700 here, half and a half here, going to be 17, going to be 17, and 1,700 here, going to be 1,750, and 17 and a half, going to be 1,800 here, 18, bit of 18, going to be 18, going to be 100. Ricardo, 17 and a half. Terry Parrott. 7 and 8 year old. They're 2 to 4 months. 2 to 4 months. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100 here, 2 and 22, 3 and 23, going to be 24, going to be 25, going to be 2,607 and 27, going to be 2,800 and 27, going to be 2,800, going to be 27, going to be 2,800 and 27, going to be 2,800, going to be 27 and a 8 here. Total 2,700 Yost. Six years old, 4 months, and 5 before. Nice cows, guys. 5, 6-year-old cows are 4 months bred. 2,000. 2,100 and 21, 21 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, 21 here, number 1, here, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, here, 500, 600, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, here, 800, and 27, going to be 28, 27, going to be 2,800, now been you're out, 2,800, and 27, 8, and 2,800, and 9, and 9, 3, and 3, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3,000, going to be 25, 3, and 3, and 25, 3,000, 3,000, 3, sold them. 2,900, Chris 3. Way up here, 35, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, we get 45, 45, 55, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, and 55, 7 and a half, 57, 60, and 62 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 5, and 5 here, 5, 5, 5, 5, 65 here, Chris, 62 and a half, 20. She's got a bad bag. 2 open cows and 1 bred cow. She's got a bad bag. They're all go. 52 and a half, and 50, even to get 2 and a half, 5, and 55 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and 60, even to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 1, as it get 1, has it get 1, as it get 1, not 2, 2, not 2, 61, 2, 61, 2, 3, and 3, 4, as it get 4 and a half, as it get 5, as it get 5, 600, as it get 5, going to be 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, 6, 7, and 7, and 7, going to get 7, going to be 7, going to get 7, going to be 7 here, going to be 7, Booker, 166. 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 7, and 40, and 40, 40, 40, 42, and 2, and 5, and 7, and 47, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, and 7, and 50, and 7, and 53, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, here, Chris, 147, 50, 20. Seven and 8-year-old cows are 4 and 5 months along. Glazier. Cow Glazier up there at Lowell. Nice, good cows, guys. Out there at Loy Hill, right there here. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, and 2,100, 21, now 1, now 2, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 4, and 24, 24, 25 here, 25, 600, 25, 6, and 25, 50, and 25 of the van, group 20, 25 of the van, group 25 of the van, 2,600, and 26, 26, 26 and a half, and 26 and a half, here's 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, 50, and 7 and a half, group 27 and a half, group 27 and a half, group 27, 50, and 27, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 27 and a half here, bit of a half here, going to be half. Vernon, 2,700, V&J. Eight, 10, 4 or 5 months. One cow's got a little bump. She'll be on there, guys, down low on her jaw. 9 and 10s. 9 and 10 years old, 3 and 4 months, guys. I'm going to weigh the set of cows. Take them home if you like to. 135, 135, and 35, and 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, 50, and 30, 57, and going to be 30, 57, and 37, 40, and 40, and 2, and going to be 2, and 55, 45, 47, and 47, and 47, 50, and 52, and going to be 2, and 52, and 55, and 55, 57, and 57, 60, and dollar 60, and 2, and 2, and 5, 65, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, 50, and 67, and now 70, and dollar 70, and 2 and a half, and 70, 2 and a half, going to be 70, 2 and a half, going to be 72, 50, and 70 down 2 and a half, going to be 70, 2 and a half, going to be 70, 2 and a half here. So 170, Chris, 16X. Seven and 8-year-olds here, 55, and 55, and 55, jig 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 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 and 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and zig 5, 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 5, 65, jig 5, 65, and zig 5, and zig 5, zig 5, zig 5, zig 5, zig 5, zig 5, and 5 here, Chris, 162 and a half, 20. Fifty-five, and 55, jig 5, 55, 7 and 55, 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 57 and 57 and 57 and 35, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, 35, 42 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 47 and a half, 47 and 50, and 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 57 and a half, 50, and 7 and a half, go to 50, 53, 50, 50 and a half, 50 here, Chris, 147 and a half, 13. Bob, did I see you on TV with your shirt off swinging it above your head this weekend? Was that you? It was? I thought so. 8 years old or 2 to 5 months. Working on the Bailey cows, Carl Bailey. All of them bred 8 years old. Lots of 4s, lots of 5-month breeders. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21 and 20 and 21, 2,100 and 2,100 and outside one and 2,100 and 2,100 100 half one and 21 half and 21 not 2 and 22 and a half going to be 2 and a half 3 and 23 and a half going to be 23 and a half 4 and 24 and a half going to be 24 and a half 5 and 25 55 and a half 25 and a half 25 50 and 25 and a half 5 and a half going to be 25 and a half going to be 2,600 and a half and 26 and a half 7 and 7 and 7 7 and 7 and 2,700 going to be 2,700 going to be 2,700 and 27,700 and 2,700 going to be 2,750 and 7 and a half going to be 27 and a half going to be 27 and a half going to be 2,750 and 27 and a half going to be 27 and a half. Want to do it, Ben? 2,750. Now 8, 2,800 and 2,800 and 2,800 800 here going to be 2,800. Sold them 2,750. Yost. Nine years or 4 months. Just a year older. 1,750. 17 and a half, and 17 and a half, and 17 and a half, 18, 1,800, 18 and a half, 19, 19, 19, 19, 1,900, 1850, 19, and 1,900, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 100, Chris, 18 and a half, 16X. Seven to 9. 55 and 55 and 57 to 5, 57 to 60 and 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 70, 70, going to be 70, 70, now 70 and 70, 73 and 2 to 5, now 71, 72, 71, 2, 75, going to do Booker, 171. $55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 60, 60, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 7, 70, and 70, going to be 72 and a half, and 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 35, 75, 75, 73, 75, 73, 75, Fear Booker, 173. Here's a Ledbetter cows, be Red Angus consignment out there at Muskogee. Huh? 7 by 2 and 7 by 4. About 40 of these cows all together. $50. 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 7, 57, 57, 57, 57 and a half, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 57.50, and 50 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 50 and 7 and a half, 57 and a half here. Chris, 155. 56. Yeah. Broncos win this week? Ooh. Older cows? 4 or 5 for 3 to 4 or 5 months. Bred. 135 and 35 and 35, 35, 37 and 35, 37 and 7 and 37 and 37 and 37 and 40 and 40 and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 5 and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 47 and 47 and 50 and 50, 50, 50, 10, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 147 and 50 and $50 and 52 and a half, group 2 and a half, what about 1 3, 51 3, 51 3, 51 3, 51, group 3, 53, 51, group $3, so 151, Chris, 16X. Are you a bid bully, Rob? Bid bully or bid bullier? Yep. Stir the pot. Well, the lead betters got here 25 and 25 and 25 and 27 and 25, 27 and 7 and 32 and 32 and 32, 50 and 32 and going to be 30, 2 and 5 and 35, 37 and 37 and 40, 40, going to be 42 and going to be 2 and 5.
Yeah. 97.30. 42.37.
What was that? Let's just start over. 35, 35, and 35, and 35, 37, and 37, and going to be 40, we get 2 and a half, we get 45, 45, you get 47, and 50, and 50, now 1, and 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 2, 1, 2, 3, we get 53, we get 54, you get 4, now 5, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, 54, 5, and 54, now 5, here, 5, here, going to be 155, going to be 5, we get us out, 154, Chris, 3X.
Yeah.
52 and a half, and 50, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 50, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, we get 67 and a half, going to be 62 and a half, and 5, and 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, going to be 70, we get 70, going to be 70, and half 70, we get 70, we get 70, Chris, 67 and a half, 3X. $55, yeah, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 57, 57, 57, 60, and half 60, we get 67, going to be 60, and 7, going to be 162, and going to be 3 and a half, 1, 3, and 3, and 5, and has it 7, and 7, 7, 7, 5, going to be 67, and 5, going to be 7, here, 5, going to be 67, and 5, now 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 67 here, Chris, 165, 20. What happened? 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, 50, and 40, and 40, and 40, 40, 40, we get 40, going to be 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 45, 47, and 47, and 47, and 50, and $50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, going to be 50, we get 50 now, 50, and $50, and $50, pound, 50 now, 50, we get 50 now, 50 now, 50 there, going to be 150 here, Chris, 140, 7 and a half, 20. Old cows right there here, 55 and 55 and 55, 57 and 57 and 57 and 60 and 1. As it get 1, had to go to 2, get 3, get 3, get 3, get 4, going to be 4, 65. As it get 5, as it get 5, as it get 5, 600. As it get 5, going to be 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, $8. And how hey, sir, going to be 7, going to be 8, going to be 68. And how 8, 9, going to be 9, going to be 970, going to be 170, going to be 970, going to get 70, going to get 70 here. Booker, 169. $25 and $25 and $25 and $25, $27 and $27 going to be $27.50 and $27.30 and $30, $30, $30, we get 30, going to be 30, 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 10, 30, 30, 30, outside 32 and a half and 255 and 35, 35, 35 here, 35 there, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, we get 35, we get 35, we get 35, now 5 and 35 here, 37 and 37 and 40 and 40, 40, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, S 137 and a half, 3X. 35 and 35 and 35, 30 half and 35, 37 and 37 and 7 and 37 and 40 and 42 and a half, group 2 and a half, big 5 and 47 and 47 and 50 and 52 and a half, group 2 and a half, jig 2 and a half, big 5 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 and 55 and 55 half here, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, Jack Rob and 55, group 55, big 55 here, Chris, 152 and a half on 20. 35, yeah, 35, and 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 7, and 7, and 37, and 37, and 37, and going to be 37, 50, and half 40, and 40, and half 1, and 41, 2, 43, 43, 43, and 43, 43, 43, 43, 3, and 42, 3, and 43, 43, 43, 43, yes, 142, 3. 8 to 10 years old, they are 5 months bred. 2 to 5 months. Buck 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 7, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 40, that 2 the high, group 2 the high, get 2 the high, group 40, get 2 the high, group 42, 50, and 40, get 2 the high, group 40, get 2 the high, get 2 the high, group 2 the half here, S, 140, 17, 17. What are they again?
3 and 4, 4, 5.
They're 3 and 4 years old. They're 4 and 5 months. Brett, who are you working on? Brett Pittman. Brett Pittman. Nice little set of cows, guys.
There's 1 6 months old.
There's one 6 month, 4x6. Nice rip right there. 2,500 and 25, and 25 and 27 and 25, 27 and going to be 25, 750 and 27 and going to be 27 and going to be 27 and going to be 3,000. Hold one, now 3 and 3 1 and 31 2 and 32 133 33 33 34 34 jigga 4 34 105 and 35 and 34 and a half would have had 34 and a half going to be 34 and a half going to be 34 50 and 34 and a half here would have half and a half going to be 34 and a half going to be 34 and a half going to be half. Sold about 30 400. Chris 3 yard him out. Short tail. She right there. 98, 80. Oh, 98, 87.
I can try. If you open it for me right there, I get it.
Good work. Good work.
I think she's pretty good. 2,000. 21 and 21 and 21 21 21 21 2100 21 21 now on and 21 2 and 22 3 and 23 going to be 24 going to be 25 going to be 24 5 and 25 and 2500 5 here 24 to get 5 and 2500 here the tail's worth $1,000 24 5 2500 I guess so cost me a long time ago 24 5 24 to get 5 24 to get 5 6, 2,600, 2,700, 2,800. So 2,700 V&J. Goodbye, Vernon. We held it. So it'd be for the Pittman. Yeah. Cost Coy too.
$375.
Not that bad then. Ah, 50 cents a pound. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 80, going to be 5, going to be 90, 90, 95, dollar, and dollar be 105, going to be 105, 105, a dollar 5, 55, 55. What about you, Roy? 105, 105, 105, 105 S, $1, 1. Bill, what you out doing today? Did you bring some in? Kevs? Okay.
Big cow.
55, 55, now 57, 57, 7, 57, 60, 60, good to be 2 and a half, good to 2 and a half, good 5, and get about 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, good to be 70 to point, and 72, 73, 74, 75, 75, you get 5, and 75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 6, 75, 76, 77, 77, given 176 on 1. Three-year-old, she's crippled. Dollar. 110 and $100 here 110 and $100 good to be 110 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 110 110 and $110 and $100 here 110 good to be 110 good to be 110 good to be 110 here yes $1 1. 55 and 55 and 55 and 55 55 57 57 57 group is 60 we get 2 and a half group 2 and a half we get 5 and 55 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 70 group is 70 we get 70 $70 73 we get 72 and a half group is 72 and a half 75 and 75 75 75 75 Booker 172 and a half. Three and open, guys. Right there, here, $25. 125 to get 30. 125 to get 30. And 25 to get 35, 40. 135, 40, 50. And 50, 60. Going to be 7. Here, going to be 80. Going to be 90. Here, going to be $2. Here, going to be 210, 220, 210, 20, 30. And 230, 40. And 230, 40. We to get 240. We to get 240. We to get 230, 40. We to get 230, 40. Chris, 230. 4X. $10 by $3, $1.25 and 25. 25, 30, 5, we get 30, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, we get 42 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 5, 45, 47, 47, 50, and 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, we get 55, 57, 57, 60, and £60 here, 7, good to be 60, 7, good to be 62 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, $62 and a half. Sold out 160. What's the name? McCall. Six years old. She's 4 months bred. Who gives $700 on her? 700. I got it. 800. 800. 800. Here, going to be 700. Going to be 800. Going to be 700. Going to be 800. 700. 800. 700. 800. 800. 800. Going to be 7. Going to be 800. Going to be 7. Going to be 800. Did you give 8? 9. 10. Sold. 900. Terry. 7. Five-year-old mama right there here, $55 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 57, 75, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 60, $60, $60 here, 7, 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 62 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half here, so 165, Booker. Yep, you always do. And I always
Second half, every once in a while. Let's try to take one every once in a while.
That's good. Yeah.
4x4, pretty nice cow.
Black Baldy,
Red Brindle,
Red Brindle.
Tiger Strap.
You give 3,000.
No, but they're pretty nice. Maybe a little too crazy. That's pretty nice cow.
Put her in the rodeo.
4 by 4. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 200 here, 23 and 23, 400 here, 5 and 2,500 here, 5 here, 5. She's pretty good. 6 and 2,600 and 25, 2,600 here, 5 going to be 2,600 and 25 going to be 2,600 here, 5 going to be 26. Ricardo 2,500. Fast.
Steers and 48 heifers. Like that drop.
Really? 9-year-old cows, 4 to 6 months. 9 and 10-year-old cows, 4 to 6 months. 135. 135.40. 135, and 35, 40, 35, 45, 45, 47, 50, and 2.5, and 52 and a half, good with 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, good with 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 55, 55, and 55 here, 5, 55, 7 and a half, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, good with that. So 155, Marty Smith. Macy Smith. Mackie Smith. We're going to get it right here in a minute, Mackie. It's more of these parrot cows. We sold some earlier. Terry Parrott. 8-year-old cows, 3 to 5 months. 7 and 8-year-old, 3 to 5 months. 2,000. Pretty nice firm, guys. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 22, 22, 3, and 22, 59, 3, and 23 and a half, going to be 23 and a half, going to be 2,400, 24, 24 and a half, 24 and a half, 5, 25, and 25, 50, and 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, going to be 2,600, here's 6 and a half, and 26 and a half, here and a half, 7, and 27 now half, and 27 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, going to be 27, 50, and 27 and a half, here, half and a half, here, going to be 27, going to be half, Vernon, 2,700, V&J. Big interior, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 5, 7 and a half, 70 and a half, 70, now 1, and 71, and 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, and 71, 71, 71, 71. Chris, 170, 110. Rain and Mark. As is, we're all good to go. $1 pound. 105, and 105 here, good 105 here, good 105, to get 5, 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 gotta go 105, 10, good 110, good 110, 15, and 10, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110, to get 15, 110, 15, 20, and 20, 20 there, good 120, good 20, to get 20, good 20, good 15, 20, and 20, 20 there, good 20, 20 there, good 20, 20 there, good 120 here, sold 115, Chris 14. Weigh them cows. What's ages? 7s. Thank you. Oh.
Split them up.
So that 2-year-old. $2. 210, 205, and 25, and 25, to get 5, to get sell the 2-year-old, 205, and 25, and 10, go to 210, to get 210, 210, 15, 215, 20, and 225, 225, 225, and 225 here, 5, to get 5, 225, to get 5, 225, to get 5 here, D, 220 on 10.
Just let one of them out. It don't matter. Why?
Because 35 and 35 40 and 35 45 45 45 45 47 50 50 52 and a half, group 2 and a half 5 and 55 55 55 75 57 group 60 52 and a half 5 and 65 7 and a half 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 group 67 and a half and 7 and a half 70 72 and a half 72 50 and now 5 and 75 77 77 group 80 182 50 82 and a half 85 85 85 85 85 87 group 87 group 87 90 190 and 190 down same way 187 and a half D10. Old cows, as is, guys, 75.80, 75.80, and 75, group 85, 85, 85, 85, and 90, 95, 95 dollar, and dollar be group 105, group 105, 10, group 110, group 110, 15, 20, and 125, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 125, and 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, group 125 here, S, 120, put them on number 4X. Can I have the other one? 4 and 5s. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57 and a half, and 57, 50, and half 60, we get 62 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, and half 70, we get 2 and a half, group 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75 D, 72 and a half, 10. Nine and 10-year-old cows are 3 months. $1.52 and a half, 50, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, down 2 and a half, 52.50, and 52 and a half, and 50 down 2 and a half, group 50 down 2 and a half, group 50 down 2 and a half, group 50, we get 2 and a half, and 2 and a half here, Chris, 150, 16X. $17. Okay. Daughter. 105 and 105 here, going to be 105 here, going to be 105, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, going to be 105, 105, 105, and 105 here, going to be 105, we get 5, 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 10, going to be 110, you get 10, 110, Burns, 105, 2. $55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 60, and down 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 7 and a half, now 7 and a half, now 70, $1.70, and 70, we're going to be 70, we get 70, we get 70, we're going to be 70, we get 70, we get 70, we're going to be 70 here, sold her 167 and a half, Chris 10. 10 years and 4 months. Dollar 5, 105, and $105 here. Going to be 105, going to get 5, going to get 5 and 10, going to be 110, going to get 15, going to be 20, going to get 5, going to be 30, going to get 5, going to get 40, going to get 5, going to get 50, now 50, 145, 50, and 45, 53, going to get 50, 45, going to get 50, going to get 40, 10, 5, 55, 155, sold 150. McCall. One-year-old, she's 4 months bred, guys. 250. 250, 60, and 250, 60, you're going to get 250, 60, you're going to get 250, 60, you're going to be 250, 60, you're going to get 210, 20, and 210, 20, and 210, 20, you're going to be 210, 20, 30, you're going to get 230, 40, you're going to get 40, you're going to get 50, 60, and 250, 60, you're going to get 250, you're going to be 260, you're going to get 250, 60. Ricardo, 250.
Pokey, I need help. Pokey, I need help.
Pokey. Pokey. That's kind of frowned upon anymore around here. Get you in principal's office anymore. Now I'm cold, Lydia. I'm cold. All right, 7 years old, 6 months. Pretty good cow, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 23, and 23, 24, 24, 25 here, 25, 607, and 27, going to be 28, now 9, going to get 9, now 3, and 3,000, going to be 29, going to get 3,001, and 3,100, and 31, going to get 31, going to get 31, going to get 31, going to get 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, sold, 3,000, TK, 8. $155, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 57, 55, 57, 7, 57 and a half, and 57, 50, and 57, going to be 50 down, 7, 7 and a half, 60, 62 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 750, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half here, 7 and a half here, Chris, 165, 15. $2 years and 2 months, $2. 210 20 and 210 20, even to get 210 20, even to get 210 20, 30, even to get 40, even to get 50, 60, and 250, 60, 70, even to get 270, and 270, even to get 270, even to get 260, 70, and 270, even to get 270, even to get 270. Chris, 260 on 4. $55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 60, we get 60, 2 and a half, we get 5, and 5 here, Booker, 62 and a half. $2 years, 3 months coming in. 2 years, 3 months. Nah. 250. 250, 60, and 250, 60, you get 250, 60, you get 250, go to 250, and 250 pound, go to 250, $2. She's a little bit lame. $2, 210, 210, 20, 230, 240, 250, 240, 50. Ricardo, 240. $10 by 7 plus. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, you get 2, now 3, now 4, you get 4, now 5, 600 and 26 and 25, 6, 7 and 7 and 7, going to be 28, 25, you get 9, 28, 900, 25, you get 3, 25, you get 3, 25, you get 3, 25, you get 3,000, you get 3, 25, you get 3, round 3, TK 8, 2,900. $105 and 105 here, good to be 105 here, good to be 105, it get 5, it get 5, it get 5 and 10, 15, 20 and 25, it get 30 and 35, 35, 35, 40, it get 40 and 45, 45, 45, you get 5 and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, it get 5, 45, it get 5, 45, it get 5 here, so 140, S13. $0.50 a pound. 60 cents a pound. 70, 80, 90, $1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $1.50, 60, sold 150 Booker. Why? 10-year-old cows are 4 and 5 months bred. $1.55 and 55 and 55 and 57 55 57 57 57 57 57 57 and a half and 57.50 and 57 7 and a half 57 57 57 57 57 57 and a half here. So 155. Chris 16X. Resell the short tail for you. 99.39. Put 99.39 on 20. Just use the average weight. Just make a ticket. It's the same price. Just tell them to put her on Chris 20. Weight cast here, 35. Yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 5, 37, 40, 2 and a half, good 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 47 and a half, and 47, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, bid 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 1, and 51, and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 50, 1, 2, and 52, 51, 52, down 2, sold 151, Chris 13. Some of these cows are short red, some open, they're all going. $135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, 35, 37, 37, 37, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 2 and a half, good 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 5, and 45, and 45 here, 45 there, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 5, and 45 there, 45, 45, 45 here, Booker, 140, 2 and a half. Five and a pun, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 57, 5 and a 6-year-old, 57 and a half, 57, 7, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, sold 155, Chris 3X, double X, 3 double X. one telling me about these triple crowns. Got another one coming. Just her right there here, 55, 55, you get 5, 57, 57, going to be 60, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 5, and 7 and a half, 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 67, 50, and 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half here, Booker, 165. Fifty-five, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 60, 60, 60, 60, Kevin, it's 157 and a half. Six and 7 years old, they're 4 months bred. Bred back to black bulls, guys. Pretty nice cows. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 2,100, 100, 1, and 21, and 2,100, 21, now 1, and 2,100, got to be 1 here, 2, and 2,200, 2, 3, and 23, 3, and 2, 3, going to be 23, 3, going to be 23, 3, going to be 23, 3, and 2,300 here, going to be 23, 3, and 2, 3, going to be 23, 3, 4, and 24, 24, now 5, you get 5, 25, 6, and 25, 2,600, 5 and a half, 6, 2,600, and 25 and a half, going to be 2,600, sold, 25, 50, Chris, 5. Here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 42 and a half, 45, 45, 47, 47, 50, you get 50, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57 and a half, and 57, 55, 6, and 55, going to be 6 here, 55, 56, and 55, going to be 6, 7, and 57, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 57, 57, 57, going to be 8, sold 157, Chris, 20. Some shortbread, some open. $135, yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 5 here, 35, 35, 37, 37, going to be 40, you get 40, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, whatever it want, and 41, and 40, 41 here, 41 here, 1 here, 1 here, 41, and 41, and 43, you get 41, you get 41, you get 41, you get 41, you get 41 here, Booker, 140 on number 11. Seven years, 5 months, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, and 21, 2, and 2, 22, 22, 2, 3, and 24, and 24, 20, got down here, 24, and 23, we get 4, 5, and 25, going to be 600, 25, going to be 6, and 25, 55 of the van, 25 of the van, 25 of the van, 600, and 25 of the van, going to be 2,600, now half, 26 and a half, 27, 2,700, now half, 27 and a half, 2,800, 2,800, now half, and 28 and a half here, 8 and a half, 28 and a half, and 28 and a half here, 8 and a half, half. Marcus Miller, 2,800. 135, and 35, and 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and going to be 37.50, and half 40, 42 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 5, 45, 5, 45, 5, and 45, 750, and 47 and a half, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, and half, 50, 50, and half, 50, and 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 here. Chris, 147 and a half, 20. Cheers.
Not yet. 3,000.
Oh, yeah. 5 and 5, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, and half 3, and half 4, and half 5, and 25, 6, 7, and 7, and 7 of 8, 28, 27 of 8, 27, 800, and 27, going to be 28, and 28, 9, and 9, 3, and how 1, and 31, 32, 32, 31, 2, 33, 33, 34, and 34, jigga 4, and 5, and 35, 600, and 35, going to be 600, 35, going to be 600, and 35, 50, 3600, 3600, 3600 and a half, 36 and a half. 36 and a half, and 36 and a half here, half here, but about half here, going to be half. Chris, 3,600 on 5. 10 years, 4 months here, 25 and 27 and a half, and 25 and 27 and 25, 27 and 27 and 27 and going to be 27 and 50, and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and going to be 27 and going to be 27 and going to be $27.50, and 27 7 and 125 and 25 25 25 25 25 25 25 going to be 125, 25 here 110 110 15 110 15 20 and 20 now 5 and 25 25 25 here 5 here 5 here sold 120 on Booker. X. Eight upon 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, going to be 37.50, and 37, 40, and 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, now 40, 40, 40, same way, 137.50. 7 years and 5 months here, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2,100, and 2,100, 2, 3, 3, now 4, and 24, get 5, and 25, 25, 2,500, 600, and 25, now 6, 7, and 7, now 800, 9, now 9, 3, and now 1, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 30, half 1, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 2, and 32, going to be 32, and 3,200, 3,200, 31, going to be 200, going to be 2 here, sold at 31.50. TK on number 8. 5-year-old here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 57, 55, 55, 57, 50, and now 60, and now 60, we get 60, we get 60, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, that'll be it, 2 and a half, and 2 and a 5, as it get a 5, as it get a 5, as it get a 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, and 67 and a half here, half here, going to be half here, going to be half. Chris, 165.20. 5 years, 3 months bred, 2,000. 2100 and 21 and 2100 and 21 21 21 21 21 2100 and 2100 and 2100 here 21 21 21 2100 and 2100 here's order 2000 Chris 5. 7 and open here, 52 and a half, and 52.50, and 50, 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 52.50, and 2 and a half here, 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, good to be 2 and a half here, Chris, 150, 15. Seven years, 5 months. 7 years and 5 months, guys. Get a little bag right there. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 100, where then? 135, 40, 135, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 55, 55, 55, and 55, 60, and 55, 60 there, 5, going to be 60, Ben Seth, 160, and 55, 60 there, 5, going to be 60, Chris, 155. 16X.
$2.
175, yes, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 77, 750, and 70, 77, going to be 77, going to be 80, and now 82 and a half, 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87, 87, 87, going to be 87, 90, and 90, and 90, 90, there, going to be 90, 90, 90, 90, going to be 90, 90, 90, 90, going to be 90, and 90 here, sort of 187 and a half, calf bull. Seven years, 5 months, 2,000. 2,100 and 2,100 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 202, and 3, and 23, 4, and 23, 24, 23, 24, going to be 23, 24, going to be 23, 24, going to be 23, 400, and 23, 4, and 2,400, 4, 24, 23, 24, going to be 23, 24, Marcus Miller, 2,300. $0.50 a pound. 50, 60, 60 cents a pound, 70, 80, 90, $1, $1. That's 90 on one. Six years and she's 4 months, Brad, guys. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 100, 21, 21, now 2, and 21, 2, and 21, 2, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 here, and 607, and 7, 7, 7, 800, 9, 9, and 2,900, 9, 20, TK, 2,800 on 8. 250. 250, 60, and 250, 60, we get 250, 60, we get 250, 60, we get 270, and 280, we get 290, go to 280, 90, 85, 90, we get 290, go to 280, we get 290, and tone, 280.
Number two, Divya. That way don't be messed with the bull. Different pen. Just a different pen.
You don't want a breeder?
Not really. Maybe it's already bred, but maybe just three. Yeah. I tell you what, if you send them to check, please. If he is under three, Charlie.
I don't know about that.
If he is under 3 month bred, give it a shot.
What about 4?
If he is 4, better not. They don't do it anyway.
What if she's 8 months?
You better get her to Geary Wednesday. If she's 8 months. You been going out there? You been going to Geary?
You leave here.
Stop and get a pizza.
You leave here, then go out there.
Stop and get pizza at the casino.
I stopped and looked my car in there. That's why I stopped. But you know, I was playing one machine in there for $7 or $8 for a little bit, and I run out of money. So I walked to the ATM, and another guy shows up. And this thing about probably $100, they $25. And they got 51,000, 51, $100. $25, 51,000. I see right with my own eyes. The same amount.
135, and 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 42, and 2, and 5, and 47, and 47, 50, and 50, 52, and 52, and 52, and 52, and 52, and yeah, Jonathan, and 2, and 2, and 2, and 52, and 52, and 52, and here, so 150, Chris, 20.
They claim $25, and then a little deal shows up with a multiplier by 2. So they got the ground for 25.
Five years and 5 months here, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2,100, 1, 100, and 2,100, and 2,100, 100, 2, and 23, and 3, and 23, 3, and 3, 400, 4, 5, and 25 here, 5 there, 5, 25, 25, so 2,400, Chris, 5. Ten years and 4 months here, 35, and 35, and 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 2.5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 47, and 47, and 47, and 50, $1.52.5, 52.5, 55, and 57, and 57, and 60, and 2.5, and 2.5, 55, yard on line, 165, yard on line, 165, 165, and 7.5, 7.5, sold 165, Smith. Five years she's open, guys. Here, $1 pound. 115, 110, 110, and 10, 15, 20, 120, 20, 15, 20, and 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and 20, and 20, 20, and 20 here as 115 4X. We're going to count here 52.5, 2.5 here, 2.5, 2.5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7.5, 57, 60, and down 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 5, now 5 here, Gibbon, 162.5. 7 years and 4 months, guys. Here, 120. 125, 25 here, 30, 30, 5, 40, 40, 5, 5, 50, 50, 50, 50, and 45, 50, and 45, 50, 30, 50, 50, 45, 50, 57 and a half, 50, now 50, now 50, you're out down here, now 2.5, 152 and a half, 152 and a half, and tone, 150. You pinning her with all them bulls?
No, keep them away from the bulls. Just the bulls separate.
Old and 4. 10 by 4. 125. And 25, and 25, and 27, 75, 75, 75, 30, 30, going to be 5, 40, 40, 5, 42, 50, and 40, 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 47, 47, 50, and now 50, 50, 50, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a 5, and 55, and 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, Chris, 152 and a half, 16X.
Yeah, they sell some watermelons and cantaloupe. Ooh, they good.
Eight years, 4 months. Kind of blind. $1. 105, and 105 here, 105, 105, 105 here, 105, 10, and 10, 15, and 15, 20, 120, 125 here, 125, and 25, $8.25 here, 25, 25, 25, 125, 25, sold 120, and tone. Six by 3. 135, 35, 35, 35, 37, 35, 37, 37, 37, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, and 40, you get 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and 45, 47, 47, 55, 55, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, you out on line, 7 and a half, and now 60, now 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, you get 5, and you get 5, and now 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, now 70, you out on line, Smith, 170, $1.70, you get 70, you get 70, you're going to be 170, $1.70, 170, Chris, 167 and a half, 56. Got a lump jaw here, 75, 80, and 75, give 80, and 75, 85, 85, and 100, 95, 95, 95, 95, dollar bill, group 105, group 105, group 105, group 110, 110, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110, 15 here, 110, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110, group 15 here, so 110. Chris, 14X. Just 14. Three years old, she's got a blue spot in my $1 pound. 110, 110, 110, 110, 120, and 10, 20, and 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 40, 30, now 40, and 50, 35, 40, and 35, 45, 45, 50, $1.50, 50, 50, 50, 55, and 55, 55, 60, $1.60 there, going to be 60 here, going to be 60 cabinets, 155. Seven years and 5 months, 1,500. 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half here, half and a half here, going to be 16 and a half, and 16 and a half here, 17, and 17, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 1,800, 1,800, 1,800 here, 1,800, MW, 17 and a half. 8 years and she's up on here. And 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 40, 45, and 45, 50, 50, 52 and a half, good 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 55 here, Booker, 52 and a half. 21. 35, and 35, and 35, 35 half, and 37 of going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half, going to get 45, 7 of hand, 50 hand, 2 and a hand, jig 5, and 55, 57 of hand, 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 60, and half 60 there, 7 of hand, going to be 60, and half 60 there, here, Booker, 157.50. What number on number 21? Five years and she's 5 months bred. I'm going to wear it. $1.50. $1.50, 2 and a half. 152 and a half, now 5, now 7 and a half, now 60, now 2 and a half, now 5. 165. 165. And it's going to 7 and a half, now 70. 102 and a half. 72 and a half, 72 and a half, and 70, 52 and a half, going to be 70, 52 and a half, 72 and a half. Booker, 170, 21. 10 years and 5 months here, 35. Yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 37, 40, and 40, 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 52 and a half, going to be 40, and then 2 and a half, and 42 and a half here, 42 and a half, 5, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, Smith, 142 and a half. Five-year-old cow here, $1.50. 8-year-old cow. How'd you get 5 out of that, Antone? 125, 30, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, 5, 30, 5, 30, 5, 40, and 45, and 45, 7, 47, 47, 47, 47, 50, and 47, 50, $1.52 and a half, 2 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 and a half, 52, 50, and 52 and a half here, Booker, 152.1. Six by three. She a little crippled, isn't she, guys? 6 by 3. She a little crippled. $1.20. 125. And 25, 30, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, 55, 55, 60, 5, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65. Now 5, now 5, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65. Cabinets 160. Cripple them all, Antone. Worth more.
Do they listen to anybody?
No. Five and up on 35, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, now 5 here, now 5 here, 35, 35, 35, 35, you 5, 35, 5, and 35, and 35, 37, 37, 40, and half 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 40, 250, and 40, 2 and a half, going to be 40, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half, sold, 140, Booker, 2-1. 5 years, 4 months, 2,000. 2100 and 21 and 2100 and 21 22 3 and 30 4 and 40 5 and 5 6 and 27 now 8 and 2800 9 3 and now 1 and 31 2 31 2 and 32 3 and 32 3 4 and 34 35 giga 5 34 giga 5 and 3500 500 4 giga 5 TK 30 400 8. Popeye on my side, 3 by 2. $1. 110 and 110 here 110 here 20 and 20 30 30 40 40 40 35 and 35 and 35 30 40 10 40 145 and 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 145 cabinets 140. Good eye, Troy. 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 57, 60, and 2 and a half, 5, and 6, 7 and a half, 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, £1.70, going to be 70, 70, 70, Booker, 67 and a half, 21. Did you guys cool off in Colorado? Y'all still hot? Still warm? Good for winning calves. Perfect, didn't it? Kids I've had at the house for 67 days are getting sick, just now getting sick. What was her story? 6 by 3 plus. Pretty good cow, guys. 1,500. 15, 16, and 15, 16, 17, and 17, 17 and a half, and 17, 18, 19, 19, 2, and 2,000, going to be 19, 2, and 2,000. Buy a good one. 2,000, and 2,000, going to be 2, going to be 1, and 21, 21, 21, 2100, 2, and 2,200, 2, sold. 2,100. Chris, 56. Five by 3, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 2,100, and 21, 21, that one, and 21, and 2,100, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 23, 3, 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 2,300, going to be 23, now 4, and 24, 5, and 25, 5 here, 5, 24, you get 5, and 2,500, 5, 5 here, 4, you get 5, Chris, 20, 400 on 5. Six by 4 months, 2,000. Good white face cow. 2,100 and 21, and 21, and 2,100, and 21, 21, 2, 3, 24, 24, 24, 5, and 25. 6 here, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 8, 9, 9, here, going to be 25, 9, and 9, 3, and 3,000, 1, and 3,100, 1, 1, 2, and 3,200, 31, 2, and 3,200, 2, TK, 3,100. On 8. Goodbye, TK. Sappy belly. 4 by 4. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 21 21 21 21 21 21 2 21 2 21 2 21 2 2,200 and 21 2 and 22 1 2 1 2 21 200 and 21 2 1 2,200 going to be 21 200 going to be 21 going to be 2. Chris 2,100 on 5. $0.50 a pound. 50 cents a pound, 60 cents a pound, 70, 80, going to be 80, 85, 85, 85, and 90, 90, 90, 95, 95, $1. A dollar be going to be $1, going to be 105, going to be 110, and $100 10, going to be $100 10, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, a dollar 10 a pound, going to be 110, going to be 110 here, Chris, 105, 14. Dollar. 105, and 105 here, going to be 105 here, going to be 105, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5, 5 here, 105, and 10, and 110, going to get 15, 20, and 20, and 25, 25, 25, 30, going to get 30, going to get 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, now 35, going to get 35, going to be 35, going to be 35, going to be 35, now 5, yeah, 35 here, 5 here, sold 130, S13, 130, S13. $50. 50, 60, and 50, 60, 70, you're going to get 70, you're going to be 80, you're going to get 90, you're going to be 100, now 10, you're going to be 110, and 110, and 110, you're going to be 110, what about 5, 105, 105, 105, $1.05, you're going to get 5, 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 what about you, Roy, 105? Ricardo, $1, 10. You give $1 for her? Well, I got it, $1, 105, 10, 115, 110, 115, S1, 110.
Baker Mayfield's bald now.
He's what?
Bald.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched part of that game. Yes. Yes. $1.55 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 75, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, 2 and a half, we get 5, and 5, 7 and a 7 and a 7 and a 7 and a 70, and 70, $1.70, we get 70, we get 70, you get 72 and a half, and 72, 55, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, we get 5 here, Kevin, 170, 2 and a half. And then that 2 plays later, that throw. Oh, what a player.
See where Penn State fired their coach. $15
Yeah.
million buyout. They said the deal is
55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, $1.60 pound now, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, now 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 71, and 71, 71, 71, 71 here, Booker, 170, 21. Two to pun. $1.50. $1.75. $1.75. Yeah, $1.75. Now two. And now two. Group of 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 $2 a pound. Group of 210. 210. 20. And 210. 20. Group of 220. 220. 20. 30. And 230. Group of 230. Group of 20. 30. Group of 20. 30. Group of 20. 30. And 220. 30. Group of 30. Group of 30. Group of 30. Now 30 here. S. 220. 11X. Six years old. She's 8 months bred. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 2, now 2, 3, 24, now 5, now 6, 7, and 28, 9, and 9, 3, and 3, 1, and 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, now 5, and 35, 600, and 36, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, 37, and 3,700, going to be 6, 7, and 37, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 3,700, sold 3,600, Cravonic. 6 years old. She's 6 months. Got a blue eye and kind of a rough back. $1.30. 135. 135.40. Now 5. 145.50. Now 5. Now 60. 160. 7.5. 60. 2.5. 62.5 and 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5 here. Booker. 160.21. $35 and 35 and 37 42 and a half 45 7 and a half 50 and 2 and a half jiggy 5 57 and 57 and 60 and 2 and a half 2 and a half 2 and a half 5 and jiggy 5 7 and a half 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 going to be 67 and a half. Booker 165.21. $35 and 35 and 35 35 37 and 37 and 35 35 35 35 35 37 50 and 30 57 to 40 and 40 40 40 2 and a half 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half 2 and a half going to be 42 50 and 40 2 and a half going to be 40 2 and a half here. Chris 140 15. $7 years and 4 months. $1.50. $1.55 and 55. Jiggy 5 55 55 75 57 57 57 60. We get 2 and a half. Good bit 2 and a half. We get 5 and to get 5 7 and a half 7 and a half 70. We get 70. We get 70. Good be 70. $1.70 down 2 and a half 72 and a half 5. Now 5. Now 80. 185. 185 90. 190. 85, we get 90, you're out on line, 190, you get 90, 190, we get 90, we get 90, so 185 MW. Six-year-old cow here, $1.55 and 55 and 55, jiggy 5, 55, 55, 75, 57, 57, 60, and now 62 and a half, good bit 2 and a half, we get 5, and ziggy 5, ziggy 5, ziggy 5, ziggy 5, ziggy 5, ziggy 5, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 770, and now 70, we get 70, good bit 72 and a half, and 72 and a half, good bit 70, we get 2 and a half here, D, 170 on 10.
Franklin, the Penn State coach, make $20,000 per day for the next 6 years.
Jiminy Christmas. 10 by 5 here, 120, 125, 25, 5, 5 here, 5, 30, and 25, 30, we get 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 5, 45, 45, 50, $1.45, 50, now 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, now 60, now 5, and 70, and 175, and 75, 75 here, 75 there, 75 here, sold 170 Smith. 155 and 55 and 55 and 57 and a half and 55 57 going to be 60 going to get 2 going to be 2 going to get 5 and to get 5 7 and a half 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 750 and 67 and a half and 67 and a half 67 and a half here Booker 165.21. Six by five, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 3, and 23, we get 4, and 24, now 5, and 2,500, 6, and 2,600, 6, 7, and 7, 7, 800, 9, 3, 3,000, and 25, we get 3, 9, we get 3, now 1, and 31, and 32, 32, 32, 33, 33, 33, 35, 3, now 3, 33, we get 3, 33, we get 3, 33, we get 3, so 32 and a half, TK8. Six years old, she's 3 months bred. Crippled, dollar. 110 and $110, 110, we get 10, go to 10, I got 10, 110, 110, 110, dollar. 50, 60, 50, 60, 30, 40, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 cents a pound. Half a 100. Chris, 14. 50. Who come in? Matt W. Dollar. 105 and 105 here. Going to be 105. It'll get 5. 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 105 now 10 and 110 and 110 and 15 and 15 115 115 20 and 20 23. Going to 20 sold 115 burns. 2. Bad eye and what?
1 cent.
Ain't that bad, is it? 50. 10 cents a pound. 20, 30, 40, 50. 50. Don't let me miss him again. 50. 60. 70. 70 cents a pound.
Anybody?
70. Chris, 60. 14.
At least it don't stink.
I'm telling you. Eight by 7, crippled, dollar. 105 and 105 here. Go to 105. It'll get 5. It'll get 5. It'll get 5. It'll get 5. 105. 105. 105. 105. And $5. And $5 here. 5. It'll get 5. Now 10 here. Going to be 110. Take them right ahead of you. Give me 10. 110. 110. 110. This side's hold out. 110. Antonio out. 110. 15. Sold 110. P.O. 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 8 by 5. What a cow. 155 and 55 and 55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 55, 55, 52 and a half, 55 and 7 and a half, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 50, 57 and a half, going to be 50, 57 and a half, 57 and a half here. Sold 155, Chris. 16. Seth, he said you can have her. Thomason. Seth Thomason. 8 years and 5 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, down 2, and 23, and 23, 23, 23, 23, and half 4, and 24 and a half, 24 and a half, 25, and 25 and a half, 2600 and a half, and 7, and 27 and a half, 750 now, 800, 850, 8 and a half, 9, and 25, 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 3, and 3,000, 1, and 3,100, half 1, and 31, 31, and 3,100, we get 31 half, and 31 half, we get 3150, and down 2, and 3,200, we get 2, we get 2, 3,200, we get 2, we get 2, 3,200, TK 3150 on 7. We heard 35, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 7, and 7, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 40, 40, and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 45, 47, and 47, and 50, and 52 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 55, 55, 57, and 57 and a half, and 57, and 60, and down 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, group 72 and a half, and 72 and a half, group 70, we get 2 and a half, 72 and a half, given 170. $50 a pound, 50, 60, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 60, 55, go to be 70, 55, go to be 80, 55, go to be 90, 55, now $90, 5, 105, and $5, 55, 105, 105, and $5 here, go to be 105, 55, 55, 55, 55, 105 here, S, $1, 1. Dollar. 105, and 105 here, going to be 105, 55, 55, 55, going to be 10, going to be 15, going to be 20, 120, 120, and 20, and 20, 25 here, 25, 25 here, 25, and 25 here, and 30, 30, 30, 25, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 35 here, 35, 35 here, so 130, Booker, X. 7-year-old cow there, dollar bid, 105, 105, and 105 here. We're going to 105, 55, 55, and 10, 15, 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 20, 120, and 20, 20 there. We're going to be 120, going to be 120, going to be 120, going to be 115, 20, and 5, 125, 125, and 25, 30, and 35, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 5, and 40, and dollar 45 here, 45 there, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 45, you get so 140, Booker, 21. 50, 55, and 55, and 55, you get 55, 55, 60, you get 5, go to be 70, you get 5, go to be 80, and 5, go to be 85, you get 90, and 90, and 95, and 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, and 95 here, 5 here, that's 1, 90. Dollar 105. And 105 here. Good 105. 105. At $5 here. 105 here. Ask $1.
I don't know. You're getting closer.
You'd think. 50. 55, 55 here, now 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 80, now 5, going to be 85, going to 90, and now 90, 85, 93, 85, 95, $95, $5 here, going to be 105, no, 105, 105, 105, Ricardo, $1, number 10. $50, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, 80 cents a pound, $90. So 80 burns too.
Couldn't pass up a Hereford.
He likes Hereford King.
Comes with his last name.
I wonder what's the plan for this one.
Tacos.
Maybe pretty small tax.
Carne asada, $18 a pound.
Pretty good one. Yeah.
50. Did you get 50? 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, $95, $1. You got her 95, Ricardo. Oh, you want her on straight? What you got left? Quite a few bulls. Why?
Because everybody brought all their shit.
Is this every week? Is it just a swap? Monday's a swap meet, and they just
They just trade them back.
trade them all back and forth, and they'll
It's like trading people. You make money this way, I'm the money next.
So got a bang load of bulls out there still, guys. Huh?
Come get them bulls in here for Bradley.
10 before, 50 cents a pound. 60, 70, 80, 90, $5, 10, 110, 110, 15, 20, 125, 30, 130. Sold 125S, 13X. $10 by $3. 105, and 105 here, good to be 105, it'll get 519, good to be 110, it'll get 15, 120, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 20, 120, and 21, 20, 120, 120 here, so 115, S13X. How many got? 50 bulls? Is there really 50 bulls? 20?
They got bulls coming, Antonio?
About 15, 20 bulls left, guys. $185, 85, $85 here, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 75, 77 and a half, and 75, 77, and 77, and 750, and 77, good to be 77, good to be 77, 50, and now 80, and now 81 here, 82, 81, 2, 3, 83, 83, 83, 83, sold, 182, given boot. No pairs. Dollar. 110 and 100 out of 10 here 110 here 110 20 and 20 30 we get 30 we get 40 we get 40 we get 35 and 35 40 here 40 we get 40 and 35 40 we get 40 we get 40 we get 40 we get 40 40 you get 40 so 135 S13. See you, Vernon. Thanks again. And 35, and 35, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, and 5 here, you're going to be 45, we get 50, we get 50, we get 45, we get 50, and now 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 here, 55, 55 here, so 150 cab bull. Cutting to 65. Has it get 5? 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 75. It get 70. It get 2 and a half. It get 5 and 75 here. 77. 77. 50. Now 80. And now 83. 2 and a half here. 81. 3. 83. You get 3. 83. 5. 85 here. 87. 87 here. You're going to be 85. Going to be 7. Sold 185. Whole 7. $75, and 75, 750, and 77, group 80, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, group 85, 85, 87, 87, 87, 67, 87, 88, 89, 89, you get 9, 89, 89, here 90, and 90 here, 190, we get 91, and 91 here, 91, 91, 91, 91, 91, 91, 91 here, same way, 190. $65. Has it get 5? Has it get 5? Has it get 5? Has it get 5? 7 and 70. We get 70. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 70. We get 2 and a half. We get 5 and 75. 70 is 50 and 77 and a half. 77 is 67 and 77 of 77 of 8. We get 9. Going to be 9. We get 9. Going to be 80 and 9. 81 here. 82. 81 2 through 3. 83. 84. 84. 85. 85. 86. 86 here. 86 here. 87. 87 here. 88. $88 there, $88, 87, going to be 88 here, sort of 187 given bull. $75 and 75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, 77, going to be 80 and down 2 and a half here, 85 here, 83, 85, 85, $85 house 7, 87 here, 87 here, 67, 87, 87 here, 87 here, sold 186, whole 7. $1.50. $1.55 and 55 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 70, 75, 83, 85, 90, 190, 95, and 95 and 2, group 2, group 195, $2, and 95, 2, 195, 2, Chris, 195, 9. $1.50. 55 and 55, 55, 60 and a half high, and as it get about 7 and a half, 7 and 70, going to be 70, we take it 2 and a half, 5 and 75, 77 and a half, 77 and 80, and now 83, 82 and a half here, 85, 85 here, 85 here, 85 here, so 182 and a half, give and boo. $185, 85 out of 5 here, going to be 87 5, 87 5, 87 5, 87 5, going to be 87 50, 87 and a half here, now 87 and a half here, 87 and a half here, half, 87 and a half here, so 185, give and boo. Thought he'd brought more. Too full. Kind of sounds like a little circus back here. $75 and 75 50 and 77 and a half 77 and a half, go to be 80, you give 82 and a half, go to be 2 and a half, go to be 81 81 81 81 81 81 2 83 83 82 34 84 83 84 here 84 out of 4 here 84 here whole 7 183. $1.50 and 5 and 55 and 50 and 5 here now 55 55 55 75 57 7 7 7 7 7 7 57 57 and a half and 60 and down 2 and a half 2 and a half 5 you're out and you're out 5 7 and a half and 67 and 70 and now 70 72 and a half 72 and a half 75 and 75 73 73 74 74 75 75 75 75 you get 5 and 74 5 6 and 76 7 and 77 78 78 77 78 here so 177 whole 7. See you, Seth. Looks like 165. Has it get about 7 and a half 70 and now 70 we get 2 and a half 5 and 75 we get 77 and going to be 80 80 $1.80 $1.80 there 80 here so 177.50 as 16x just 16. $1.65. Has it get about 7 and a half 70, going to be 70 and a 70, going to be 2 and a half 72 and a half 75 and 75 77 and a half 77 and a half 77 50 and 77 and a half 6 7 and 77 78 77 78 and 9 and now 9 here now 9 you get 9 78 9 and 78 now 9 here so 178 whole 7 178. $2.
Yes.
201 and 201 and 201 2 good to be 202 3 4 and half 4 and 204 4 3 4 and 3 now 4 and 204 3 4 now 5 and now 5 now 5 here 5 here good to be 205 and 205 here 5 here Lewis Hall 7 put him on 204 some money. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 60, and 2 and 5, and 750, and 67 and a half, and 70, 70, going to be 70, 70, going to be 70, and now 73, $70, Cabinet Bulls, 67 and a half. X. $75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75, and 75, 75 here, 75, 77, 77, 77, 77, 50, how 80, and how 80 there, 80, 80, you give 80 there, 80 here, sold, 177.50, hole 7. Six, gotcha. 65, and 65, and 750, and 7 and now 70, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 75, 75, 77, 77, 77, 50, now 80, 80 now, 80 now, 1, 2, 80 1, 2, 83, 84, 84, 5 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, bless you, 85, 85, 85, 6, 86 here, 86 here, 85, going to be $6 sold, 185, hole 7. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 60, now 5, and zig about now 70, 170, 175, 75, 72 and a half, 75 here, 75 there, 50, and 77 and a half, 80, and now 82 and a half, 85 here, 85, $1.85, 85 here, 85 and 5 here, 85 here, yes, 182 and a half, 16. You leaving? Yep. $135 and 35 and 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and 40, we get 40, we get 2 and a half, we get 5 and 45, 47 and 47 and 50 and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, 55, 57 and 57 and 57 and 60 and now 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 5 and 65, 7 and a half, now 7 and a half, now 750, 70 and now 70, now 1 and 71, 72, 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, 73, 73, 72, we get 3. 4, 74. Sold 173. Booker 2-1. Umbrella. There's that Triple Crown deal, guys. Had one of them last night.
Pulled big calves off of them.
I did. Pretty nice set of cows, guys. They are 2 years young, 3 years. And they're 3 and 4 months bred, 2 to 4 months bred. Pretty cool set of cows, guys. All bred back to black bulls. 2,000. Hold your gate now. 2,000, 20, 100, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 25, 600, and 25. Spin them, 6, 7, and 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 700, and 27, and 27, going to be 28, and 2,800, 2,800, 800, and 29, and 9, and 9, 3, and 3,000, and 31, and 31, 31, 31, 2, 31, 2, 32, 32, 3, and 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, now 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 4, and 3,400, and 33, 3,400, 33, now 4, and 3,400, here you're going to be 33, 4, whatever the half, 33 and a half, 33.50 back to you, 33.50 Matt, 33.50. 33 and a half, and 33 and a half here, half here, half here, going to be half. So 3,300, Chris 5. Oh, for the ones here, $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 65, and 65, 70, now 75, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 95, and 2, good to be 205, good to be 205, good to be 210, and down 10, good to be 10, good to be 10, good to be 210, 210, 210, and 210, good to be 210, good to be 10, good to be 10, good to be 10, good to be 10, so 205, Chris, 3X. Okay. Way I'm up to you guys right there, 135, and 35, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 40, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 5, and 45, yeah, 45 here, 5 here, 5, we get 5, 45, we get 5, 45, we get 5, Booker, 142 and a half, 11. Three-year-olds are open, $2. 205, and 25, we get 5 here, 5 here, $2, and now 5, and 25 here, 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, you get 5, 10, 210, 210, 15, and 210, 15, and 10 to 15, 20, and 225 here, 30, we get 235, and 235 here, 5 here, 235, and 35 here, 5 here, 5 here, Chris, 230, 3XX. They are. They are Macklemore cows, so you're right. Nailed it. 55, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50, and 60, and now 60 there, $1.60, 62 and a half, and 2 and a half here, 2 and a half, so 160, Chris, 20. Thank you, Kent. Family time. 8-year-old family, 2,000. 20, 100, and 21, and 2100, 21, now 2, and 22, and 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 25, and 2500, 6, and 2600, 5, going to be 2600, and 2600 guys online, you're out, 2600, and 25, 2600, 25, 26, and 2600, 5, going to be 6. Sold out 2,500, Krivonic. Huh. 300 by the head. 350, 400, 4.5, 500, 550, 550, 550. Burns, 500. Oh. Get a little Christmas gift to Taylor. Yeah. That all your cows and bulls? Cow and bull sale could be over. Just got calves left. Maybe. Just calves, Dawson. Thank you. Just calves. Cow buyers, thank you. 500. 550 and 550, 600, and 650 and 50, 700, 757, 7, 800, 850, 8 and a quarter, 850, 850, 50 and a half, 75 here, 875 here, 875, 850, 75 here, Kelsey, 850. No. He's back. He's back. He's been here forever. He eats the flies. Lydia. Well, look at his little tiny body. They don't bother me. 500. 550, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, going to be 600, 5 and a half, going to be 650, and now half, 700, here now 750, and 7 and a quarter, going to be 750, and 775, going to be 775, going to be 775, going to be 800, 800, 800, here sold 775, same weight. I'm sure they got all that stuff. 500. 550, 5 and a half, 5 600, and now half, here 7, and 700 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, going to be 725, 50, and 775, going to be 775, going to be 775, going to be 775, sold 750, CB. She's got her daddy's mama. Money. Yeah, that's how it goes. I ain't heard that song in 100 years.
Look who's looking at me. Should probably get rich playing bingo.
500. 600. 700. 800. 900. Same way, 800. That's it. Well, you guys have a good afternoon. We'll see some of you back here tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the a.m. Y'all have a good day.
talked to Sarah. That's what I talked to. Yep.
She got her daddy's money. Oh, man.
Oh, you get a little fly in there. And then you
Okay,
throw it
Ron.
over there.
I'm very good. Just got through selling cows. You got any open dates? Just one. Nothing this week. Early as possible. Just whenever you can get me down. Thursday next week. Yeah, let's do Friday. Just one. Thank you very much. See, thank you, Karen. See you. Bye.
Get your cows killed. What are you gonna do with it till then?